if you can't quite afford one of these, you can remortgage the house or sell the house altogether and live in the back of one of them. I think with the mattress in here, it'd be really comfortable. Tony's one is much smaller. Hey.
It's just a rumour.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm down here at Bury Heathrow with Mr. Tony Lewis.
Hi guys.
Behind us we've got a stunning X3 M40i. Bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? A bit of a mouthful, that one.
Bit of a mouthful, especially with a numb mouth. It is freezing out here, by the way. I'm not just putting this on for style points.
Sun's out though.
The sun is out.
I can't find my eyes.
Yeah, so I thought we would have a quick walk around of this particular car. You could probably spot it's an 18 plate, so the car hasn't been registered yet. It's going to be road legal on the 1st, and I'll get my hands on it then, as will Tony. We're going to have it as a bit of a demo, so yeah, I'll do some more obviously in-depth videos and driving videos on it, and I'm dying to get behind the wheel of it. But for now, I thought we'll do a quick walk around of this car, because it's quite a hot car, really, isn't it? It's quite a hot topic. A lot of people are asking about it.
Yeah, I think it's good to see BMW dipping their toes in the water when you consider that Audi have had their SQs out for a little while now, and we've not really gone that way, have we? They were talking of an X3M at some point, but it never really materialised. Now the new shape's out, and we've got the 40i engine, and I have to say we're quite fortunate because there are very, very few of these in the country at the moment. There's hardly any of these around, so the fact that we've got one and that we're going to be running this as our car is really good news. So yeah,
and for me, obviously.
Absolutely.
And for you.
And for me.
Apparently there's snow on the way, so we'll be fighting over it, but
I'll be sleeping in it, don't worry about it.
It's part of the M Light family now, which is an ever-growing sort of lineup in the BMW range, which to me is sort of the best value range, as you know, being an M Light lover, and it sort of sits in between the full-on M car and the sort of M performance spec, or the M, what's it called, M Sport cars, or the regular cars. Now this being the X3, this is actually a brand new model anyway, but this is the flagship version of it, and it has the familiar B58 engine underneath the bonnet. I almost forgot there.
Check that one, yeah.
But in this state of tune it is...
Well, this is 360 PS, which is, well, in our money, 355 horsepower.
Yep.
So
that's 20 brake horsepower more than the 140s and the 240s, and actually about 40 brake more than a 340 and a 440.
Yeah, and that was something I was trying to get my head around the other day. I didn't actually, even working for BMW, I'd forgotten how many different power outputs we actually had of that particular engine, when it's all the same family engine, isn't it, at the end of the day? Yeah. And that is almost knocking on the door of M2 performance.
It is,
isn't it, in horsepower terms.
Obviously, you know, this is carrying around a lot more weight than the M Lights or the M2. We're looking at what, about 1850 kilos or something?
Yeah, I think this one all up with the equipment that's on is 1885 from the literature. So, so yeah, almost 1900 kilos.
But a quoted 0 to 60 figure of?
4.8, which I was going to joke, no, it's not 4.8, that's M140 territory, it's 5 point something, and when we check the figures, you're dead right, 4.8. I mean, that's a quick car, quicker than a 540i X drive as well. Wow. And all weather, you know, it would do it in wet conditions as it would in dry. This would be quicker than pretty much any M car in the wet because of the X drive. It would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? It really would. So yeah, it'd be interesting to test that theory. Yep, it would. So let's have a quick look around. So aesthetically, I mean, so this particular colour is what are we talking? So this is an individual colour, which is Sunstone metallic silver. Yep. Obviously it's got a hint of gold, and the sun really brings it out. Actually, it really shows the light on the side of the car. Yep. Fantastic. And we've also gone for the individual Napa leather inside. So interior. Well, the red with black leather in there, which is beautiful. We'll get to that in a sec. So we're just going to have a quick look around the front. So the front end, obviously I'm not too familiar with the new X3 anyway, but I know that the front end is more aggressive, as it is with all the M Lights. We've got some more air ducts, some fake ones and some real ones. And I love the big grills. Obviously that's not unique to this car, but that colour probably is, right? It's like the M-Light colour. Yeah, they're almost like a burnished sort of titanium finish if you look on the mirrors and the grills surround themselves. And it's got the new, obviously the new style louvers, so they are actually active. Yep. When you start the engine, they open up. Brilliant.
That's cool. So that's something we're now seeing, obviously, on my 7, on the 5s, and now on the X3s, and on the 6 GTs as well.
Yeah, and the 8 Series will have a similar variety. So this is going to be the new face of BMW with a much larger kidney grille with the active aero involved with it.
Okay, and that is really, honestly, like, it's massive. There you go. It's a Joe hands big. Look, for comparison, Tony's little M140, look at that. Tony's one is much smaller. Hey!
It's just a rumour.
This paint, this colour, I really like it actually. It's not something I would ever spec, but then when you see it, like Tony's very bold with his ordering, and I'm glad he's gone for this because I think it really suits the car. It suits the alloys. Now these are the optional. It comes standard with 20s.
Yep. These are the 21-inch upgrade wheel.
Yep.
Which we spec'd on this particular one. These have got the Bridgestone run flats. Unfortunately, you can't have the high performance tyre with the 21.
Okay.
But you know, hopefully they're going to hold up and do their own once we get it on the road and we see how it drives.
I'm sure. Well, just being a 21, there's a massive contact patch with those, so they should hook up pretty well. But yeah, there's really cool little. So we found little details like down here. Well, I didn't actually. Tony's just noticed this. Little ducts. They're actual functioning ducts. So again, they must. You know, we've seen BMW with what they call these.
Vents.
Vents. Isn't there like a BMW term for them?
Yeah, it's air something.
Air dam, airstream.
Air something.
Airhead.
You guys can add comments later on. It's all about reducing the airflow inside the wheel arch and getting the air out as quickly as possible. So there's actually outlets here and here,
yep,
which suck the air through and down the side of the car.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Obviously we've got the big M Performance brakes, which are standard on this model. And as Tony said, yeah, we've got the wing mirrors that match the grills. And then we might as well open up the interior, have a quick look inside there. Now, for me, I mean, this is not unique to this model, but the biggest gap between the old X3 and the new X3 is just interior quality. I mean, I think it looks stunning in there. It really does. And this is the two-tone leather optional. Yeah,
so this is the upgraded leather, so you can see the extra stitching and patterning and the quilting on the seats.
Yep.
Much better quality. Well, you do pay a little bit extra for it, but the nice thing is it does give you that option of having a two-tone, which I think just brightens up what could be an otherwise a little bit dull interior. So
sure,
it's a little bit more spectacular. This one's also got the Galvanic embellished attachments around the control. So if you look at on the centre console, you'll see that they've got like a sort of galvanised finish to all the buttons.
Oh, okay, so that's a bit like the 7 Series, yeah, again offers.
So they're an option, the same on the doors, you can see it on the actual controls there.
Yeah, just to make it feel more premium.
Yeah, just more premium. Exactly.
And inside we've got the full, I can see it's all very familiar in here, you know, we've got the big screen, touch screen obviously in this one. Yeah, so we've got the iDrive 6, we've got the digital dash. It's all very similar to my 7 Series. In fact, a lot of this looks identical. I'm guessing you could probably option gesture control on it.
Yep, gesture control, display key,
yep,
park assist, all the usual features, pretty much everything that you can have.
It's the same wheel that I've got in my 7 that they've just introduced, obviously with the heater on it. Yeah. But another thing to talk about as well with this car, so list price is 51.5-ish, I think, on the road.
Yep.
Now this particular one is what, about 57?
No, it's just under 56 with the spec that we've got on here. So,
okay.
Because as we were talking about earlier on, a lot of the options are actually standard on the car. So the X3 actually comes very well spec'd with things like the Pro Media system, the folding mirrors, the electric seats, etc.
Yep. A
lot of it is in there as standard. So really, even though we've added on special paint, special leather, heated steering wheel and a few other pieces, we're only talking about £4,000 worth of extras, which, you know, is less than 10% of the value of the car.
Yeah.
It's quite a strange thing with BMWs. You know?
It is. No, and I actually went on the configurator last night to do my homework, and as you do with these configurators, I configurated the hell out of one. Does that even make sense? I guess it does. So I ticked everything. You know, lottery winner sort of car, and you could only, well, I say only, I haven't got this kind of cash, but you can only add 11 grand. You can only add 11 grand to the retail price of this. To put that into perspective or comparison, say, and I'm a big Porsche lover, so I'm not slagging them off, but a Porsche, say, Macan or a Porsche Cayenne, you can pretty much at least double the retail price of any of those by ticking all the options. Yeah. So it gives you an idea of how much standard equipment is on one of these cars. You get a steering wheel, they give you 4 wheels and everything. I guess it would be rude not to fire it up now, Tony, if you don't mind doing the honours. We both agree that we think this actually sounds better than any of the M lights. It is killer. Now that to me is, it's weird, it almost doesn't suit the car. It's like, what? You know, you think it's an innocent sort of SUV. Obviously there's a few telltale signs, and that's how the M lights are. They're a bit subtle, but then you hear that and it's just like, yes.
Yeah, we were saying, weren't we, you can imagine being in a car park next to an M140. Yeah. That starts up and you'd be looking at the M140 going,
definitely,
something's wrong here, you know.
Yeah, there's some kind of a mismatch.
So, now the valve's shut down, I'll just put it in sport mode and just give it a...
Oh yeah, why not? And it is warm, we warmed up beforehand. That sounds great. It sounds really good.
As well, isn't it?
It is. I can't get used to the M40i badge. It looks like they've definitely lost. It's like, you forgot to put the 1 there.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm worried about? That it's going to end up on a certain person's page on Instagram.
M badge.
Under 18s.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do.
No, that is genuine, guys. This comes with the car.
Yeah, that is a genuine badge. Tony did not buy that off eBay. I know there's a lot of M-Light customers or M-Light owners that have either wanting to upgrade something bigger or got families on the way or whatever. And I haven't driven it yet, but I've read good things about it. So yeah, wait out for the full review. But I think these are going to sell reasonably well for what they are. I think for the money they're fantastic, and they're certainly, for someone like me, if I suddenly had a wife and kids and I had to have the one car, I just couldn't imagine anything worse than just having to give away my fun. And I think this kind of fills that gap. You know, you're still getting this. Just to hear that engine note, it's going to put a smile on your face, and I'm sure dynamically it's going to drive really well considering the mass and the fact that it is an SUV. And it's very capable, very spacious inside as well. It's a lot bigger, at least it feels a lot bigger than the old X3 to me inside.
Yeah, it's very dimensionally the same as the original X5.
Okay, oh yeah, well I was going to say it doesn't feel much smaller than the current X5. Yeah.
You can actually get really, really low down.
You can feel me getting in there actually.
Yeah, and it feels much
even with my noddy hat on.
Much sportier.
Yeah, so look at that. I've actually got a perfect driving position, and I can actually look like that's my eye line, which very rarely happens for me. Like, I'm always looking sort of sun visor and out, but in this, like you said, hat off, I've got 3 inches above my head, which is unheard of, and it's a proper driving position. I feel I could close my eyes and I could be in an M car, I could be in my M Light, I could be in my 7 Series. That's what I love about BMW. Across the board, maybe not so much the active tourers they're still good driving positions, but most of the BMWs, including this one, you can get the proper driving position, which is great. But obviously you've got the benefit of a much better view of the road and stuff. And as much as I'm not the biggest SUV fan, once you've driven one for a few days, you get so used to having such a brilliant view that you kind of, when you get back in something like the M Light, you're like, oh, I can't see anything. You feel like you can't drive properly, but maybe that's just me.
I'll tell you what, Joe, it smells nice. I could stay here all day.
Right, so obviously we've got an electric tailgate. Debbie, if you wouldn't mind opening it for us. There we go, fantastico. So we've got a massive boot in here. And
I'm not getting in it again, Joe.
You're not getting in it. No, I was gonna actually, I was gonna get in it this time just to show how big the boot is. So we got, quick release seat things there. They're almost like motorized, but they're not. They're sprung or something, aren't they? Yeah,
and adjustable backrest, so you can actually angle it a little bit.
Nice.
If you want to, and then release it completely.
Perfect. So that opens that up. Do you want to hold that for a second?
Sure.
Let's see if I can figure out how to undo this. Oh, there we go. And I know this from watching Scott Smith's BMW in southern sunny California with Trish, who I'm a big fan of. Anyway,
aren't we all?
Aren't we all? So this apparently goes in here, which is very cool. Just like that. Because always parcel shelves, they're either left in the garage or they get damaged or they drop or something. So that is under there. And also, which Tony had pointed out to me previously. Under here.
Yeah, the bugle cabin.
The bugle cabin.
That's where you hide your bugle.
I don't know what that even means.
No, it's all right. Only the people that need to know.
That sounds like some kind of animal, a dog. So you hide your dog in there, and that closes down flat. But just to show you how big it is, now I'm 6'3", maybe a bit shorter today because I've been on my feet all day, but it's a...
Oh, result.
Look at that.
Put your feet in, Joe. Yeah, put them in a little bit more. Oh, I've been dying to do that all day.
Perfect. So actually, if you can't quite afford one of these, did you just release that?
Yeah, I thought I'd better let you back out.
If you can't quite afford one of these, you can remortgage the house or sell the house altogether and live in the back of one of them. I think with the mattress in here, it'd be really comfortable. Be a nice place to wake up. You can watch TV. Can you spec TV on this one?
Pass.
Pass. Well, hopefully, I'm sure you can get it.
It's not that I've been a BMW salesman for 10 years or anything like that at all, honestly.
You're used to this.
I'm renowned for my lack of product knowledge.
I'm going to get out of shot now. Bye. Tony, thanks very much for joining me.
Absolute pleasure, Joe. Thank you for coming down and sharing the experience with the new X3.
Yes.
We're really actually looking forward to driving this one, aren't
No,
we?
I am, yeah, obviously.
It's unique. We know what the M140s and the M2s and the M3, we know all of that.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that engine's been in something that actually is just that bit different, and it's going to be really interesting to try that.
And I think, yeah, in the 540, just going back to that quickly, when I tried the 540i the first time, I was a bit disappointed by it because I know how capable this engine is. And the 540 is great, but it's no better than, say, the 530D, and in fact I think the 530D is a better overall car.
Yeah.
I think this, just with that figure, the 4.8.
It's muted on the 5 Series.
It's really muted.
You feel really sort of unassociated with the engine, whereas with this there's a better connection, as you see. It sounds like an M140, and you just think, I know it's going to be good to drive.
It honestly sounds like an M140 with an M Performance exhaust. It's definitely louder than the stock M140. Yeah. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this rather quirky video with Tony Lewis.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up if you like Tony Lewis. Oh no, actually no, that'd be really no.
Don't go there.
Yeah, leave any comments below, and please keep an eye out for my full review of this car over the next coming weeks. Cheers guys, take it easy.
I'll go for a drive. Even my wife comments on it. It's Joe, talking to Joe, got your bromance, have you? Well, the other day, he just twisted it away from you. Nah.
Oh my god, if I can't figure out this, how does anyone else do it? Huh?
Just give it a tug one end, no? No, alright, don't break it.
No.
Joe, we're losing the light.
Mate, there must be a catch on it.
Joe, I'm losing the will to live.
So am I. He doesn't look bad for a 65-year-old, does he?